In this video, we're going to be taking a look at creating some artwork for a 3D printed can opener. And we're going to be using InkScape for this. And InkScape, of course, is totally free. And once you understand the workflow and see how easy it is to create artwork in Inkscape, save our SVG, pop over to our slicer, turn it into a 3D model, it is really a very straightforward process. So let's go ahead and begin by hitting Control I here in Inkscape. That will allow us to import our artwork. Now what I did was I popped over to Etsy and downloaded this SVG file. And someone was asking on one of the groups for a Pepsi can opener. Okay, so we'll go ahead and show them how to do this. So this is the logo that we're going to be using. So the first thing we're going to do, you can see here we have a group. Let's go ahead and right click here and choose ungroup. And we want to ungroup till we have no group, which now we have no group. So this is too small to print, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that. And then let's go ahead and group all of these bits together, because what we want to do is we want to add an offset. So to do this, we are going to duplicate this group, Control D, and then we're going to start on the lower group. Let's give it a different color so we could see our offset, and then we'll come over here to the path effects and we will choose an offset path effect. Now we don't know exactly how much of an offset, so let's just do 8. And you can see that's how much offset we have with 8. So we're going to do maybe 12. Okay. And maybe just a little bit more. Why not? Let's do 16. Okay, I'll be happy with 16. Now you can see here, we've got this kind of little space there. And I'm going to live with it just the way it is. The only thing I want to do a little bit differently, let's go ahead and select that green offset. Let's go to Path, Object to Path. Let's go over to Layers here. Now we have a group here. So let's ungroup the group. Right click and ungroup. You can see we have a bunch of pieces. So let's go to Path and Union. Bring all those back to 1. And this becomes our backplate. Okay, so that's our backplate. I'm going to double click on this. On the backplate is where we want to double click on. That takes us into our node tool, and you see these nodes on the inside. We'll go ahead and get rid of those, and we'll go ahead and get rid of those. What do we got over here? And we have some kind of weird anomaly we need to get rid of there as well. So what we'll do here is you can click and drag. We're just going to round that off just a little bit so it's not such a straight line. We might want to give that a different color just so it's a little bit easier to see. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll get it close, and then I'll just double click and create a node on either side, and then delete the nodes that are a little bit wobbly, and then the software will kind of smooth things out for us and make it all nice there. Now we do have a few sharp points on this design that I would like to soften. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So we're going to double click on it, and then we're going to apply an effect. So back to Path Effects, and we're going to choose this path effect called Corners. And when I select that corner, and I'll shift select this corner, I'll select this corner, I might even go ahead and select this corner, and then this one. So I shift selected those corners, and now when I come in here to change the one, they'll all change with it. So see how we rounded that off, rounded that off, rounded that off, and rounded all those corners that we selected are now rounded. And I think I'll be happy with that. Now down here, I'm not happy with this, the way this looks. Looks a little strange. So let's go ahead and do Path, Object to Path. That will apply all of our corners that we just modified. And then we're just going to come in here and see what we could do about this right here. Make this a little bit more to our liking. Something like that maybe. And then this, we're going to select that node, make it a corner, And then we'll select that little line segment right there and just put 2 line. And there, I'll like that a little bit better there. Okay. So yes, so I'm happy with this general shape. I think that'll work out just fine. So let's go ahead and save this. Tell you what, let's resize this to our finished size. Now, typically with can openers, what I like to do is I like to have them to be 67 millimeters. Well, there's really no special magic there, but that's about 2.5 inches. So 67 millimeters is about the right size. We could go just a touch bigger if we wanted. But let's go ahead and save this. So we'll just call it Pepsi. Pepsi can. Something like that. All right. And that concludes what we need to do here in Inkscape. I say that, but you know what? I did not look at one other thing that we really need to, and that's this group. Let's ungroup the group. And you can see here we have lots of pieces, and we shouldn't. So the red pieces, shift click, control plus, that's a union. And then we will select all of our blue pieces. So now we have all of our blue pieces, control plus, and we could call this red, and we could call this blue, and we could resave. And so now we just have the 3 pieces. We have the red, the blue, and the back. Okay? So resaved it, and now we are ready for Bambu. All right, here we are in Bambu Studio. Now, I am using Bambu Studio, but of course, what I'm about to show you could be done really with any slicer in the marketplace. So if you're using Orca or Prusa or Creality Print, you should be able to follow along just fine. So we're going to go ahead and import, Control I, import our Pepsi can artwork. So we'll just type in down here, Pepsi. There it is. Pepsi can, and we'll go ahead and open it up, and there is our Pepsi can. Now when we open an SVG in Bambu, it will always come in as whatever the first filament color is, and it will always come in 10 millimeters thick. So let's see, we need some colors here. We need a red color, and then we need white, and then we need blue, some type of blue. We'll go with that one right there. So now we have our colors. Let's go over to our Objects tab, and on Pepsi can here, this becomes our backplate. And when we're doing can openers, I like to do them 8 mil thick. So we'll turn off uniform scale and make this 8 mil. And then it is going to be white. So we hit the 2 key on our keyboard because that is our second defined filament color. And then this is going to be red. So we'll hit 4 on our keyboard for red. And the red is going to be 1 mil thick. Okay, and then finally the blue here, it is going to be 1 mil thick. And yes, it is going to be color number 3 because that is our third defined color. So now all we have to do is put the red and the blue on top of our white. And so to do that, we have to move this in the Z. Now this part can be a little bit challenging, but essentially what we want to do here is our red piece is 1 mil thick. And it's sitting on top of our 8 mil white. So this value should be the thickness of our white plus half the thickness of the object we're wanting to put on top. So that's 8 1/4. And then the same would be true with the blue. Make that 8 1/4. Okay. And now we have those pieces in place. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So now what we have to do is we have to put in our little can opener piece, and we've already saved that for you. So it helps you out there. So we're going to hit Control I, and we'll just search the desktop here for can opener. The file in question is called Boolean, can opener Boolean. Now if you want this file, all we ask you to do is leave us a nice comment on the video on YouTube here, and then shoot us an email. And the email address is provided below, and we'll be happy to send it out to you. Okay. So we're just going to move this out here. This is a little Boolean subtractor, and we're going to reposition it a little bit here. So let's go ahead and go to rotate, and because this one we're doing over this way. Okay. Spin that around, and then what we're going to do here is grab it, and we want to right click on this assembly and center it, and then this here will center as well, which it already was, but I'm just, that's just a step. And what we're doing is we're pulling that out till we see something like that, where it's just barely coming out. And then we're going to use our scale tool, and we'll just go ahead and pull it out just a little bit more, like so. Okay, something like that. All right. Now, this is sitting on the build plate, and we need to move it up. So in order to move that up, we need to shift control the assembly, right click and merge. And now we can, in fact, move that in the vertical direction. So that would be the Z direction. So we hit the move tool. You can see we're currently at 1.75. If I want to move that up 1.5 millimeters, that's generally what I do. Move that up 1.5 millimeters. 1 millimeter also be 2.75. So 1.5 millimeters would be 3.25. 3.25. And now you can see we have 1.5 millimeters at the bottom. And that's what we want. So now we're just going to do a Boolean. So we'll go to our mesh Boolean, come to subtraction, push everything over here, push it all over there. We need just the can opener. That piece right there, move it to the right, and execute. And then we have a perfect hole to pop our top. Okay? Beautiful. So now what we need to do is add a little key ring. So we have that. So let's go ahead, and it is called key tag. Just a simple little SVG file that's already made. We're going to set that at 4 mil. And we're going to position it. So where do we want to put this? I think we're going to put it over on this side. Now, we only want this sticking out far enough to be able to put our jump ring on there. So it is sticking out far enough to do that now. So we'll just go ahead and do it like that. And there you go. That is all there is to it. Now, what we need to do in order for this to print properly is we need to take our key tag here, shift control our main assembly, right click and merge. And now if we slice our plate, we should get our expected result. You can see here it says we have floating cantilevers, and we do because of our slot. So we'll go ahead and fix that, and I'll show you what we need to do on that front. So we'll spin this around and talk about some settings. I actually have a print profile for can openers that I created. It's right there. And we'll talk a little bit about some of the changes. We'll go through the changes that I made so you can create your own print profile for can openers. So we'll start here. We are going to enable supports. And you see here on build plate only, that's critical. And then down here a little bit in regards to the Z distance, we want to change that from 0.2 to 0.28. And then down here for the interface layers, we're going to do 4 interfacing layers. All right, so that takes care of that. That's all the changes under the support tab. If we pop over to the speed tab, Then the main thing here, you got to scroll down till you see bridge. And we're going to set bridge by default is 50, and we're going to turn it all the way down to 20. And so when it does the roof of our slot, it'll slow way down, and it will go ahead and print that properly. So that's really the only main change in regards to the speed. That's what we're going to do on that. And then on the quality tab, we want to change all of our line widths here to 0.25, 0.25, all the way down to top surface. This will make a very big difference in your print quality right here. So all the way down, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25. Okay, so now when we slice it, you see our supports are created there. And everything, otherwise everything looks real good. But that is how it's done. So you see, it's really quick and easy to be able to create these things. Oh, you know what? One other thing on the strength tab, I forgot. There was something on the strength tab. I set my wall loops to 4. Okay, so I did forget about that. But other than that, that's all of the different changes that we need to make. And you can see taking the SVG file and converting it here in Bambu is pretty straightforward process. So hopefully that helps you out. And if, like I said, if you want this finished file, happy to send it to you. All you have to do is leave us a comment in the video and shoot us an email and just say I need the Pepsi can opener file, and we'll be happy to send it to you. So until next time, thanks for watching.